Hi everyone. So I wanted to share something that happened to me, which was I had a panic attack. Why I want to tell you this, I have no idea. This happened several weeks ago. So you know how I was talking about my family, and what was going on with them, and how that was like so pressing on me because the whole dynamic with my parents was a lot to be around, and so it was that was really stressing me out. But because I was running back and forth from the hospital, I wasn't getting a lot of sleep, I was not eating, I was not drinking water, so I was malnourished, I was dehydrated, wasn't taking care of myself, obviously. And so one of those days I came back home and I was with one of my friends, friend colleague kind of thing, and so we were talking about business, and I was like, listen, something's going on. I started feeling dizzy and just out of it, and I was like, I need to eat something and drink some water, and I need to take a break. Like, I need to just not talk about this and make myself like concerned about all of this other stuff. Like, I already have enough that I'm dealing with right now. So like, let's take a break, right? And so I made bone broth, and it was like 400 some milligrams of sodium. So it was only like 20% of your daily sodium needs. But again, I wasn't eating or drinking anything. So I really think that's what set me over the edge. I was already, emotionally distressed, but then physically not maintaining my health. And so that's what I think really triggered it. But the reason, I have no idea why I'm telling you this, but anyway, the left side of my body, so I started drinking the bone broth, and I felt, the first thing I did is I felt impending doom. It was like my internal system just dropped, and I was like, whoa, something's wrong. Something's seriously going wrong. And then my left side started going numb. And I was calm during this, okay? Like, even whenever I'm stressed out, like, my heart rate's like normal and everything's fine. But my whole left side started going numb. So I said, let me check if I'm having a stroke. So I looked in the mirror, and my left side, like, I could move my face and everything. I was fine. But I thought that I was preemptively catching it, like a stroke or a heart attack. And so I told my friend, I was like, we need to go to the hospital. Like, we need to go back to the hospital. Call 911, because they need to know I'm on the way, and if they need to intercept if I like start throwing up or passing out or something. Because as this is happening, my heart rate started speeding up, and I'm like trying to regulate everything. I'm staying calm, I'm meditating, because I'm thinking, the calmer I am, hopefully I can like delay this, whatever this is, so that I can get to the hospital in time. And I could feel, like, when they talk about tingling in your fingers and your feet, it wasn't just tingling. I could literally feel the blood rushing through my veins. Like, I could feel it just pumping faster and faster and faster and faster. My heart rate kept going higher and higher and higher and higher. And so, I thought, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I tried to meditate and ask my guides, I'm like, am I gonna be okay? Like, what's going on here? And they said everything was fine. So I couldn't wrap my head around it, because I'm like, how is everything fine if my body is going completely haywire? And so I get to the hospital, and they're asking me all these questions and everything, and basically they just monitored me. I got my heart rate down on my own to like the upper 80s, sometimes into the 90s. But when my friend brought me to the hospital, he told the front staff what was going on. So she had him bring me a wheelchair, and she wheeled me in, and she checked my pulse, and it was over 150. And she rushed me to the back. It was like a 155 or 154, something like that. And I did read that the panic attack could trigger a heart attack, or could trigger a stroke or something like that. And so the difference between a heart attack that they told me is it will feel like excruciating pain, in your chest, like someone's like stomping on your chest. And then with the stroke, they did an x-ray and everything, and then they were monitoring me, and they said with that, and they took my blood and all that, you know, if they're looking at the symptoms. So they're looking at my oxygen levels, they're looking at my blood pressure, they're looking at the heart rate, they're seeing if I'm on birth control, my age, my, you know, stature, whatever, you know, to see if I'm like mostly sedentary, like what could possibly cause a blood clot, because the blood clot could release and start these symptoms or stroke, you know. And so I don't know how this is relevant or if this is relevant at all to you. But I had never had a panic attack in my life. And it was so wild to see. And even the doctor, one of the doctors, she was like, I wish I had like another doctor, what is it called? Like, what are the students called when they follow him? She was like, I wish I had one of those with me, because you were the perfect candidate. Like, you were the perfect panic attack person, because it was beyond my control. I was trying to stay as calm as possible, but my heart rate would not slow down. And she said you could breathe into a paper bag, and hopefully that would help circulate the CO2, but just don't do it too much so you don't pass out. But yeah, also side note, if you have someone in the hospital, try and bring a notepad with you so that you can write down all the doctors, all the nurses, what they do, what their names are, and all of that. Like, take as much inventory as you can with that kind of stuff. Oh, and they gave me an IV, which I think is what really helped me. And this was like weeks ago that happened. I still have my little bump on my arm from that. But anyway, yeah, that's just something that seems to want to come through here. And also, yeah, that's it. I was just thinking, because I kind of have a bone to pick with the hospital, but it is what it is. Everyone's out. I'm out. My dad's out. But it's kind of like customer service, right? When you want to look for the representative that's actually going to get the job done, it's like you have to go through all of these different nurses, or you have to go through all these different doctors to find the one that actually is helpful. It's like that. You know, the same with like customer service. So there's an angel. Oh, Archangel Raphael coming through. It says Raphael helps you heal in mind, body, and spirit. Maybe you need to regulate something going on with you so you do not have a panic attack. And also be aware of the signs and symptoms of this, because, you know, hopefully not. You would probably know if you're kind of getting to like a point where it's a little much. But anyway, so because I'm getting take charge, responsibility, and then 2 things about how angels are overseeing you, intentions here, and then specifically Archangel Raphael is coming through. And so it's this feeling that I'm getting here of you taking charge and taking responsibility for your life, for your healing, for your wounds, for your spirit, for your body, for your intentions, for your desires. You lead the ship of your destined path. You take the action, but you have to remember and feel strong in knowing there are angels on your side, and they are protecting you, they are guiding you, they are overseeing you and your path. And I'm hearing that saying, you know, God is good all the time. Even in the moments where it feels like things are rocky on your boat, when the storm is piling, you know, inches and inches and inches of rain onto your boat. You will get through it. You have people helping, seamen helping on your boats. You will get through it. You will be okay. And there's a reason for this. There's a reason for the delay. There's a reason for why things happen the way that they have, and it's your job to handle it gracefully, as gracefully as you can, because nobody's perfect. And you don't even have to handle it gracefully if you really don't want to. That's your truth, right? That's your decisions, that's your life, and it's also okay. You don't have to handle it any which way, and it doesn't stop the situation from happening, does it? It really doesn't. But even, hold on. Okay. Yeah. There's this pull, okay? So we have suffering and silence and rock bottom here. And so there's this feeling, and look, she kind of looks like she's on the shore looking across, but it kind of reminds me she's on a boat. But it's this feeling of being in a feeling that, like, I can't even get my mind's like, it's like I can't, this is how it feels, is I'm stressed out. I don't like the situation I'm in. I don't like what's going on. I don't want to have patience, but that might just be my only option here, is to be patient, because what else can I do? And there's encouragement from the other side, right? With angel warriors, Raphael, team spirit. It's like your guardian angels are wanting you to feel their love, to feel their light. Because they're saying, it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner, because truth is coming out again. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And you see the spirit blending into the seed of, that's your seed of potential, right? And that's whatever it is that you're feeling distance from, your golden palace. That's what you're feeling, like the golden palace. That's what you're feeling separated from. But you can't rush something that's, it's like, it's there it is, growing again and growing again, prosperity. And here's the shadow. And I've talked about this before because it looks like similar, where you can't have too much sunshine. I mean, spiritually you cannot have too much sunshine. Real life, if you're trying to grow something, it needs shade. It needs darkness. And even plants, like even when they're full grown, they're going to need to have a break from that light. Even I'm just thinking, like, even There's an analogy here. Not sure what I'm grasping with this, but plants who have artificial lighting, even at night, they don't fare as well. And you even think about the wildlife that could benefit from not having lights beaming on them all the time. Like, there's a biological process that they undergo when they respond to light. And so even artificial light, it's almost like artificial joy or artificial happiness. And so maybe there's this feeling from you where it's that you don't want to fake it. Like, you don't want to keep faking happiness when you're unhappy, or it's like, and it's this feeling like you are genuinely a positive person. You are genuinely a happy person. You are genuinely outgoing, nice, all these wonderful qualities that are lighter attributes. You're also human. You have your shadow side. You have those moments where you're, need to unwind and you need to be by yourself. But there's this part where it almost feels like you're interpreting spirit that they want you to be on all the time. Or in this situation, it's like, well, just be positive, be optimistic about it. And you feeling like, well, I don't want to. And there's a part of that is a misinterpretation on your end. So it's that feeling that you're going to feel relieved that I don't have to feel that way. Like, I don't have to force myself to try and be happy, or I don't have to feel like my guides are telling me to be happy and feel this encouragement. It's encouragement in the sense that they can nurture you. They can provide a shelter for you. Like, they're just telling you it's going to be okay, but you don't have to live in that okay moment when you're not feeling okay right now. They just want you to know that you're going to be fine. There's someone coming in, and it's going to be unexpected. This is what you're upset about. This is what you're upset about, and this is what you need to do. Rest and rejuvenate. You need to get grounded. And just take a breather, take a break. You don't have to push and push and push and push yourself forward to the point of overwhelming yourself and saying, well, this is what I have to do, or I have to have a positive mindset, or I have to just keep believing, I have to know this or no, it's like all these different things. It's fine. Just take a break. Sometimes you need to take a break, right? This is what I'm looking at too. Partnerships and alliances. It's a secret connection though. And it's not like they're keeping you a secret. It's like you're both, or see, emotional loss. Like, this might be someone from the past, and it's like this secret feelings you've had for each other or something like that. And you have it bad for them. You have it super, 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 super bad for them. And that's what's really frustrating here is, when is this going to happen? I keep getting confirmation that's going to happen. I keep thinking that's going to happen. I keep believing it's going to happen. I keep thinking and praying to the universe and maybe even setting intentions and doing all this. And when is it here? Why is it not here? What's going on? What's up? Because this other person needs to be in a particular balance. I'm not going to say that they have to be in a certain frequency. They have to get certain things done. It's a certain energetic balance that they have to be in order for things to connect. And how that looks like in the real world could just be perceived as, well, then they have to, it's like when things kind of work out naturally, where it's like, okay, we've been apart for this long, and then when you connect, it's like, what have you been up to? Oh, well, you know, I got this new job, I was working on this, I dated a couple people and it didn't work out because I knew this, that, you know, like stuff like that. And you're like, oh, I knew because I've been watching you online. Just kidding. Just kidding. Right? Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Manifest success. Master your destiny by making use of your skills. Harness the creative forces to bring about success and achieve your goals. That circles back to you taking charge of your life. Sometimes you need a rest. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need to exhibit some patience. And patience doesn't mean just, you know, like letting it go and letting it do its own, you know, whatever. It can also mean what was I going to say with that? Just kind of like taking a break from it all. And I don't know, just like letting it simmer. It kind of in trying to, I guess in some ways, like, be real with yourself and be, and by doing that, I mean, like, be okay with that. Like, you don't have to pep talk yourself. Like, you can cry, you can shout, you can just release those emotions, and give yourself time to just feel that. Maybe that's where it connects to my panic attack, because I didn't have time to like deal, I guess, with those feelings I was feeling of seeing my family again, and all the stuff that my mom was bringing up again, all this drama that she was starting, and all this like crazy stuff that they were doing, and my extended family being there, and it was like a lot. And maybe I could have managed it a little bit better if I would have just slowed down. I didn't have time. That's the thing, is I really didn't have time, but I could have, I mean, I have no idea how I could have handled that better. I haven't really thought about it. I think I handled it just fine, because now I know what a panic attack feels like. So there's that. But yeah, I guess you just have to figure it out for yourself. This is what I'm ending on, though, okay? A surprise is on the horizon. Ain't once that I ever pulled this card, honey, that a surprise did not come up in the horizon for me or for whomever. It says expect a nice surprise. That's it, okay? Expect it. And I had to peek. I know I said I wasn't going to. I had to peek, but it's perfect timing. Divine timing ordained by the angels is never too late or too early. So again, like I'm saying, with the perfect timing, the divine timing, it has to come into balance, a particular balance. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just the way that it's framed so that things can kind of adjust on their own, like natural worldly way, right? Like, it doesn't have to be every single particular thing has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect on both ends. It just has to be enough where the parts can kind of find their way and make those little adjustments here and there. That's all we're doing. That's all we're working with. And it was 2424. That seems to be an important number here. That's my message for you. I know, I had to peek. Okay, and then we have eyes of love. Focus your eyes on loving actions and your lips on loving words. And once again, retreat. Look up, look forward, okay? All good things, all good things. Expect a nice surprise. Bye.